Welcome to FFN Network's Prep Reporters. We're here at Timeout in Dallas, North Carolina. With us tonight we have Coach Clendenin from North Gaston. We have it a great way to start the year, Coach. Celebrating the state champion from last year's spring sports, winning two state championships. So you got something to follow this year. Last year I know you had a little bit of a rough year, but young team, and this year, you're coming back. You start off with the Jamboree this Friday at 6 o'clock at Cherryville, playing West Lincoln. They have a new coach also, or not sure new coach, but a new coach and coach staying there, West Lincoln. Tell us a little bit, what you think about, what you want to see, out of your team this first, scrimmage game against West Lincoln.
I think first of all, I think we match up well against West Lincoln. I think we have the same type of kids and student athletes. What we're looking for on Friday night is to see our kids play hard. We want to see, we've got some questions at certain positions and see where some guys are gonna fill in. We've got a new quarterback. We've got a couple guys battling for quarterback position, so we're interested in seeing how those guys are going to do and really see how our team's going to compete against somebody different. You always, after 2 weeks of camp, you always enjoy getting hit a different color jersey. So we're excited about that.
All right, nice. And I know you brought along a couple of your captains tonight. Just want to see if you want to introduce your captains for this year, those guys.
I did. We brought Max Johnson, who is right now working at quarterback for us. Planning on him being our starting quarterback this year, and also free safety. And then we got Matt Norman, who has been a 3-year starter for us, all-conference player his sophomore year, and is going to be our center this year. So we brought those guys along. And if you got any questions?
So guys, anything you want to tell us what we can expect from the Wildcats this year?
I think it's going to be really different than it has been in the past 2 years. We've got a lot of people who have been stepping up as leaders. I think this is the first year that we've had something to be proud of.
We've got a lot of hard workers. We've stepped up, set with precedents, and we like the hard workers this season.
I hear that. Well, good luck, guys, this year. Hope y'all knock them out the park. I'm a fellow North Gaston grad, so do us proud, guys. Good luck. Anything that you can comment on what how you think this season will start off, that type of.
Well, I think first of all, everybody wants to start off the season with a win. It does wonders for your momentum, obviously, going into the following weeks of the season, and really helps your kids learn that all the blood, sweat, and tears they put in since January really pays off when you start off the year with a win. Last year we played a great game against Waddell for about 3.5 quarters. Then we turned the ball over and ended up suffering a tough loss. And this year, there's a lot of unknowns with Waddell. They've got a new coaching staff, probably a lot of new players. They don't have a very big program, so it's kind of an unknown game going into Waddell that first week. So we'll wait.
All right. And also, you brought along your coaching staff, your offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. I didn't know if they wanted to come up here and give us a little spill on the defense this year and offense.
I think we've got Craig Taylor, who's our defensive coordinator, and Michael Evans, who is our offensive coordinator this year, and has brought with us a little bit of a change to our offense, but not much different than what we've been running the last couple of years.
All right. As far as defensive end, Coach, anything special, any players that we should really look forward to, expecting big things out of this year?
Well, we just met Max, and our free safety and our team is going to be a big player for us. He's going to step up. Philip Potter, the outside linebacker, returning for us. We looked at the other day, and we only have Matt plays down the defensive line, and those are really the only 3 kids that got a significant amount of playing time on defense. So we're going to have to have some young kids in there and build up from that standpoint. We changed our scheme a little bit, doing some things technique-wise a little bit different to give our kids, I think, a better chance to use their talents and abilities. And after that, they've been working hard in practice. And today we had a good day, and it looks like it's heading in the right direction. We just get everybody playing good.
Coach, as far as offense, any special things you know you're going to have planned this year? Maybe airing it out more, running more?
We're not airing it out this year. We're going back to old school power football.
Old school power football.
We got the wide bodies up front. We get the job done.
I hear that. Well, that's good to hear. Thank you, coaches, for joining us. Also, all right, Coach. One other thing I'd like to touch on. You know, big year. South Point is coming back. You know, defending state champion this year. You expecting, you know, kind of the same thing out of South Point, or do you see somebody else in the conference? You know, maybe yourself or another team. You know, jumping up to challenge South Point this year.
You know, South Point's always going to be tough. I mean, they've done a great job over the past few years under Coach Devine, and obviously, you know, it's great that you play in a conference with a state champion. I mean, that's always a fun task, and we seem to draw them at the end of the year every year, and we're probably getting their best punch at the end of the year because they're tuned up and they've had 10 or 11 games under their belt, and everything's running, and you know, the option that they run is tough to stop if you don't play assignment football, and that's always a tough change. You know, when it's tough in 3 or 4 days to get ready for any team, but then when you're trying to get ready for the option, it makes it even tougher. And you know, like I said, at the end of the year, they've got the thing running pretty good. So we got to give them our best game, but it'll be interesting. We'll see. Everybody's 0-0 right now.
Oh yeah. All right. All right, and just on a side note, this week is the scrimmage games and jamborees. We have 2 jamborees going on this weekend. On the 13th, Friday night at Cherville, like I said, we have North Gaston versus West Lincoln. Also, it's East Gaston versus East Meck, Bessemer City versus West Meck, and Cherville versus West Caldwell at 9 o'clock. And then on the 14th, on Saturday at Ashbrook, we have Hunter Huff versus Mallet Creek, Kings Mountain versus Rocky Mount, Forest View at West Charlotte, and Ashbrook versus Burns. Those games start at 6 o'clock at Ashbrook, and then at 9 o'clock with Ashbrook and Burns. And we'd just like to thank Coach Clendenin again for having you on again. First time this week for Coach Devine from South Point. And we'll be discussing the first week's games next week. Thank you for coming out to the Prep Reporters, guys, and check FFN Network for all your local football news.